All right, so what I have here now is the next device, which is actually made up of the same ingredients as a motor, except that rather than putting electricity in, I'm going to get electricity out. Okay, in other words, I'm going to generate electricity. So I'm going to remove the top here, and you can see that, I'll remove this too, and you can see that what I have here is a coil that can spin, which is just like what we had in the motor. So we have this coil that's going to spin, and this time, rather than putting a current into that coil and getting it to spin, I'm going to spin the coil manually. Now remember, the coil is just wire. The wire has a lot of electrons that are free to meander about, and those electrons are meandering about right now inside there, but not in a coherent way, so there's no current in there yet. And then what I have is I have a magnet, and this magnet will go on here and create a magnetic field inside here, and that magnetic field I'm going to rotate the coil within that magnetic field. And what the magnetic field does is the electrons which have been meandering around randomly are now all of a sudden going to flow in the same direction. The electrons themselves are going to feel a force on them, and they're going to all start moving in the same direction, and I will all of a sudden be generating electricity. All right, and so let's see if I can get this to go. It's wired up underneath so that the current that does come out of the coil gets picked up by brushes over here. And anyway, it's a little bit hard to see, but we have these little light bulbs here. This is the light bulb here that I'm going to be lighting up here. Let's see. I don't know if it's possible to see. It's not particularly bright. Well, it looks like you can see that. Okay, there we go. Very good. So I'm now generating electricity, but it's just interesting to see that a generator is sort of the inverse of a motor. Same three ingredients, same mechanism of the interaction of magnetism with current, with moving charged particles, but in this case, I'm making current, generating current, rather than putting current in. And I'm doing it by providing motion here rather than getting motion out, which is what I do with a motor.